laner for Obey, and we're talking to him about their matchup against EUnited here today. Now, Wolfie, we haven't had the chance to pregame chat with you guys in a while. Let's zoom out. The last 3 games you guys have had, all 3 game sets, one of them a win for you guys. It's been kind of a whirlwind, I think, following this Obey squad. How's the mentality been, the addition of Sino, improved play from you guys? What's general team morale here at the moment?
I think the morale is all over the place a little bit because obviously we won against Sanguine, which was really good. And then when we played against PK, we won game 1, and we felt like we could be taking the set. And then I think that's where everybody's morale went down a little bit as soon as we lost against them. And then with Radiance, we had a very clean game 1 as far as I remember. And then game 2 was pretty bad. And then game 3 was even worse, which wasn't the greatest. But so far it's been okay for this upcoming week. I think this upcoming week we got EUnited today, and then we are going to be having SSG as well. So I think we're good in terms of morale. I am looking forward to playing both of them, especially against we're against Wind. I'm excited about it. I am very excited about that matchup as well.
It's been honestly a lot of fun to watch you guys in the growth. I mean, you know, without mincing words, a very difficult start to the split, and now seeing obvious improvements. So what's it been like playing with Sino? I mean, obviously...
I'm going to let him do this interview. I like Wolfie's interviews because he doesn't like bullshit you guys. So he's not hiding anything.
A different breath.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my food for these matches. And also, I have Sour Face Berry downstairs.
He's an amazing teammate, in my opinion. He kind of takes some weight off of my shoulders as well, because normally I was calling a lot, and now he's being the main shot caller, and so is Bobby. Bobby's stepping in as well, which is, it definitely takes a lot of weight off my shoulders. I do very much enjoy playing with this new squad.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun as well, not only just to watch, but see the growth on top of that. Now, you specifically, a big role matchup against Hirez here today, up against EUnited. One of the guys that when EUnited's really swinging tends to be through Hirez as well. What do you make of your mid lane matchup specifically, and maybe Hirez as a player?
Don't really know. I'm just looking to get out there, play my matchup, not really think too much about the player that I'm playing against. Of course, I'm excited to play against EUnited as a whole, but no, not really. I never really think about like my matchup, regardless of like whoever the player is. I just look more so as like the in-game matchup, if that makes more sense.
It does. No, it absolutely does. You gotta look at what you need to do and what the team needs to do, and then adapt maybe what the other team is doing in the game more specifically. Kind of final thoughts. EUnited, where's the confidence at? Do you think this maybe has another 3-game set written all over it?
I'm looking at the 2-game set, and hopefully it's going to be in our favor. I know they're a strong squad, but we will see.
Hey, well, Wolfie, thanks for talking 2-0. He says, best of luck today, and thanks for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, hopefully we get to see if Wolfie can do that with Obey today. I think the biggest thing we can take away from that, honestly, is Obey are trying to find consistency now. They've got the squad together. They're finding a winner, 2 here and there, but they're not staying consistent, and the morale is getting hit by that too, and the level of effort and performance is really struggling. So let's find out how this works out in picks and bans then, Mifflin. Because when we turn our attention towards picks and bans, Miff, I want to see exactly, what ends up happening here. Do we see a little bit of focus towards maybe some of the picks Sino's going to run in the jungle? Or do we try and limit what Wolfie's been picking in mid? Which honestly, Wolfie's really just stuck to like 2 gods for the most part in Merlin and Raijin are his most played gods.
Most played for good reason. Both of those gods are high artillery focus with long range damage. They have survivability, and if Obey is continually going to focus on 3v3 engagement, having safety in your mid laner is going to be a huge deal. And he's afforded the opportunity to continuously pick Merlin and Raijin because he has these lightning rods on his team to absorb bans. If Sino is going to be able to suck up of a mana ban, if Sino is able to force you into trying to get rid of some of his picks, yes, you're taking it away from arguably the best player on the squad, but you're creating space for the rest of your team to perform at their best, which is so valuable.
Well, Obey taking away Horus and Aphrodite so far. No surprises in the Horus. Take that one away from genetics. Make sure the mobility, the rotations aren't really there. But what you can see across the way, though, from EUnited, banning the Nike already away from Sino, the Raijin to join it here. I just wonder if they're going to go with that Merlin ban too, Myth.
Merlin ban does tickle my brain a little bit here, and it would make sense, but even then, you're leaving the Vamana still available. You're leaving some of these high-priority supports still available. Yamoja has been banned out, but it still leaves up Hercules, which we know Bobby, inbound, loves to play. Usually we see that get banned out against him. Maybe it comes through here, but Merlin getting hovered first makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, no surprises there if Obey do lock that in. It wouldn't really surprise me too much, and there it's going to be. I will mention as well, we're on the live client right now, so this is the updated patch that these guys are also playing on. So Nike did get a bit of a buff towards that barrier of hers. That second ability no longer knock-upable, but we have seen some other changes in terms of balance too. Do you think we might see a bit of Rama at all this weekend?
I could only be so excited and so happy to see Ram. I would love to. That god is so interesting to see in the play field because he brings a very honest play style. And now with the recent buffs, he's going to be able to use that ultimate a lot more often. His arrows are going to be available. His mana sustain is actually a lot stronger now. He gets about 10, 15 mana back on every arrow pickup, which means that maybe if Rama does get picked up here, we'll see him go for early health and multi-pots instead of mana, allowing him to try and focus out and fight this cooler if that.
Let me eat my sandwich stream.
Well, all is definitely
my last piece of pizza.
The most picked for EUnited here. No surprises to see that locked in. However, very early.
Nike, Rajan, and Kama.
It feels to me that they're just waiting to hold off on picking some of the other gods, maybe get some counter matchups. Because realistically, no one's going to pick Ganesha at this point. But it does make you a little bit susceptible to having a, a different pressure situation in that lane. Ganesha's pressure himself, though, not too bad.
I think Ganesh is fine to pick up early in your draft because you're not really.
Logo doesn't help me.
Ganesh is going to do whatever he wants to do, regardless of what the enemy team is drafting. You're going to have that huge electrical wall. You have a fantastic silence that gives your team an aura of defense. Your engage potential is there as well. So if it allows your team to try and counterpick the rest of the draft, taking Ganesh, you're not really giving up too much. You're not showing your hand too early on. It's not like
Obey's draft is fucking good.
When you pick a Geb early on, that's very exploitable.
But EUnited has pressure, and Obey falls to pressure.
As far as supports go.
Yeah, that's pretty true. And then King Arthur for Obey alongside the Fafnir, so the support already drafted for both sides here. King Arthur for Duck in the solo lane. Obviously, King Arthur's pretty potent, and we've been saying that for a while now. We've been seeing it in play. But more importantly, this Poseidon pick from EUnited as we go into the counterban phase.
My code doesn't work, Lockdown.
You think? Because it could be, right? It is Scream running it there.
Scream has played a fair bit of Poseidon jungle. I don't want to predict it just yet because we have a flex pick of the Uller as well. So that could go towards mid or into Hurrywin's hands, or it can go into the long lane. If that Uller is mid, I think it's a very fair bet that this Poseidon does go into the jungle. But even then, we've seen Poseidon flex towards that long lane. So it's really hard to guess at this point. And I think that's exactly what EUnited's going for. They're trying to keep Obey on their toes.
And you talk about that, look at the counter bans from Obey. They ban Hell and Naja. Like, one of those is a jungler, one of them's a mid laner. So it kind of gives the same sort of feeling that EUnited may be looking for that. Achilles, though, now locked in. Once again, a bit
Achilles solo or jungle?
Can be run in the jungle or the solo. Now and again in support, but with a Ganesha, I don't think we'll see that one this game. But now Obey hovering over Osiris, too. And if that's locked in, which it is, that, for me, is in the jungle.
That is very likely going to be an Osiris jungle, which, I mean, Sino loves his warrior jungles. He's going to be able to do exactly what he wants to, which is dive into the back line, try and go for these huge flanks and deal a ton of damage. Banning out the Naja, though, I want to highlight that from Obey. That's a fantastic
I don't know how I feel about Osiris jungle right now.
Synergy with Naja and Ganesh. If Ganesh drops his ult on Naja ult's landing, that you're going to get at least 4 ticks there, barring any sort of additional
Poseidon jungle, ul mid,
so taking that away, that's
ADC.
one wombo combo off the table. I like exactly what Obey is going for here, and the draft is strong as well.
Kurdanos locked in finally for EUnited. Someone that got buffed just recently too. His first stance, his first ability, it now shreds magical protection too, not just physical. Could be one of the reasons we're seeing him back in here, Myth. How do you feel about the drafts? You got a favourite in this one, looking at how this has played out?
They have Ganesh. Why would it be certain support?
Here. That's kind of
did I say support? Certain ADC.
Slightly favor Obey's draft. Getting Wolfie on Merlin, that's a check mark for a win condition right
there. They have Ganesh.
Getting the King Arthur inside of that solo lane, Ducky gets to play a little bit more aggressive, so that means he's going to be able to be left alone.
Bro, if that went in support, I'd turn off my stream.
Any sort of matchup.
I'll turn off my fucking stream.
Obey's draft has a lot of win conditions in it, but it's going to be hard on execution.
Well, I'm pretty sure
Genetics takes that into the fucking
jungle, but let's get
support role. I'll turn off my stream.
Cast for his game 1.
Thanks, Hindu and Mifflin on the desk. It is indeed Finch and
yeah,
Aggro
ADC.
here as we move in
Guys are
to
trolling.
Obey up against EUnited. And not too long ago, Aggro, this would not have looked like a particularly close set, but I think I agree with Mifflin. We might be coming into a game where Obey are slightly favored, and it will be the Osiris or Sino in the jungle that we're going to be following along with here. How do you expect for this Osiris to end up looking?
Yeah, I think that it's no surprise that Sino continues to.
Bro, that Osiris actually does well into everything other than like, ooh.
There's no assassin in the game this time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's only played Thor as far as assassins go. Everything
assassins
else
suck.
has been a warrior. So I think that this is a matchup where you can chase down the Poseidon pretty effectively. That extra movement speed that he gets isn't as effective. Whatever, you're constantly slowing him with the 1, speeding yourself up with the 2, and I think that Osiris. I mean,
the BAF is okay.
When Osiris was first released,
I think
he was a
Bobby's probably only comfortable.
Back then. Now, obviously, he's taken a
Not only comfortable, but way more comfortable on FAF than any other Guardian right
I
now.
think the base kit does lend itself to a character that can gank fairly effectively. The low cooldown on the 1 helps you clear the big minions pretty well, and
He already blinked on Osiris.
Take care of the side minions on buff camps. I don't think
He already uses blink.
it's a horrible pick in the jungle. I think it certainly warrants.
He started boots as well. What the
fuck?
fuck?
Gonna do it. It's gonna be Sino.
And I like that they still have inbound on this Fafnir as well. Can provide plenty sort of
I'm trying to eat this muffin, and it's really hard.
You don't have to worry maybe about this warrior providing this extra presence there in the jungle with this draft. I think that Obey are in a pretty good spot here to try and make this work. But on the other side, EUnited have a ton of area that you just cannot walk into, whether it's Whirlpool, Kraken, or Dharmic Pillars, or Wild Hunt from this Kurnos. They've got a ton of AoE control.
They do, and that's going to be important. I think that this whole draft from EUnited really just screams punish inbound to me, because Ganesh and Kurnos are 2 of the best characters in the entire game.
I think that's the strategy to beat Obey right now. The simple strategy is just kill Bobby.
Transforms. If you can force that transform out and have Kraken waiting for him, or
Cinnabar cheer decks 300.
What Radiance did.
Fuel has the Bobo Tub deal right now for Memorial Day weekend in case anyone didn't know.
Inbound's
What should I
timing
get?
on that Draconic Corruption is
You should wait to use my code with 30% off
so
instead.
much of what has made this Fafnir pick really potent for inbound and for Awesome Jake and for everyone who's been playing it is their ability to jump in and just get a whole bunch of people looking at him and then transform into that dragon, use those immunity frames, and buy time for the rest of their team to surge forward and win the fight after the fact. I think EUnited came into this draft knowing exactly that inbound was going to go for the Fafnir. I think
What else,
the whole
Swavey?
draft is really set up
I needed
to
a break
counter
from the
it.
SPL,
There's going to
dude.
be a lot of pressure on inbound to
So
make
I
sure that
quit
he is
for at
getting
least
value
the rest of the year.
out of those transforms. That it isn't just one ult and he's out of position and he's dead. That he's going to get some more overextensions from EUnited than clean picks.
It's interesting. I mean, I feel like when Fafnir was good, what was it, in season 4 with all that with the double hunter compositions that were so popular, they would have looked a little bit better over on the EUnited side of things. And that answer did kind of creep up when he was really prevalent in that area.
Some snacks.
The ultimate's not a big safety button for him. It's actually the opposite. It's like a big target button, right? Because you know exactly where he's landing. It's so interesting, that dynamic with Fafnir and when you can safely afford to commit your resources onto him. And I think Inbound is someone that does make that equation a little bit easier than maybe some other supports. This year, he has shown that he'll step a little bit too far forward sometimes. That has eased up in these last couple of weeks, but as he said,
I like the name.
Going to be riding
give it a 6.
on how much value Inbound
I don't have any
can get
complaints.
out of this Fafnir pick here this game, because they're going to need his control. They've got some
Makes me
decent
think
tools
of
here,
Kabrakin.
Aggro, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a lot of great CC on Obey's side here.
No, I only had one piece of pizza left. Tally got nothing.
CC. I mean, you've got Wowie's Ricochet, single target, Hammer, single target.
They got to do something.
Pull, but that's fairly slow to go off.
I don't know how they're going to do it, but the devs got to find some way to force fighting.
Should have some
earlier.
ways to try and get out from around that. It's action on
Oh,
both
Snoopy's
sides.
dead. Snoopy's out of
in
position
trouble
as
here on
fuck.
left. There might be a gank in right too, but Snoopy gets
He
caught by the
missed
tether.
his
But Sino
two!
off the mark there with the flail. They want to
He missed his ult!
Lord of the Afterlife doesn't connect either. And
He's
then
gonna
still
live.
Sino able to find the
Because
first
Bobby
blood.
tanked
Snoopy
perfectly.
falls and inbound makes it all happen. What about Ducky on the right-hand side? He's fighting 3, but the execute's too strong.
Bro.
United make it 1-for-1.
If Snoopy hadn't fucked up his
Man,
dash right there,
really,
he could have
really
lived.
close. That almost got choked by Obey.
Sorry, Genetics is trolling?
Blink in from Sino.
Genetics dead.
To level 4,
He's dead
and
as
he's
fuck.
in trouble.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting this. He is in a
Oh.
really bad spot right now, but do they have the last bit of damage? Sino can take up a tower shot at this point.
Sino got
No
both
problem.
kills.
You wouldn't have known it was a 2-0 by the way this gank initially went here, Mifflin, or not Mifflin, Aggro, but that's exactly how Sino's looking.
Yeah, not exactly the cleanest sort of kill there. Or
No, Crucible's bad. I'm not playing that game.
Second one a little bit cleaner from pretty good CC chain.
Unless it goes through some major changes.
At the end of the day, Sino still gets 2 kills and walks away.
Yeah, Sino got a bunch of kills, dude.
Here for Obey. EUnited gets something on this right-hand side. They get pressure on the Ducky, but they don't get the blue buff invade off because of the different timers. That's coming up right now. Sino's going to come over and help clear that. And now Sino's off to a really great start. And something that I didn't mention when it comes to this Osiris jungle is that it's extra good against this double hunter setup that EUnited has. And I think that it's pretty safe to assume that Obey knew this was coming with that early Uller and Poseidon pick that was likely.
If he doesn't go hybrid, I don't know how good it's going to be to them. And I don't think he's going to go super hybrid.
For EUnited as of late.
I think he's going to go like solo lane build.
Because he has that extra mitigation against both physical and magical, but his physical mitigation is more. He gets double that physical.
On Osiris at an SPL level, you when you're not obviously in the solo lane, you're leveling your 1. But if you're jungling it, you have the option of leveling the 2 for poke.
You get from using your abilities or using that ultimate. And so it makes it that much easier for Sino to really dive these hunters effectively because the double hunter isn't nearly as threatening to him as it would be to basically any other character in the entire game.
And if you want to talk about margin,
Rubber Ducky, thank you for the 2 years, brother. Nuggy, thank you for the 30. Sven, thank you for the 2 years. And Cinnabar, thank you for the biddies.
It's important to show that Sino's not just picking these picks where everything has to go perfect in order for it to work, right? There was a lot of room, I think.
Dude, look at this. Sino's going speedy build. Or not Sino, Scream is going speedy build.
That they lose one more
I don't think Osiris will be able to stick on him. And he'll grab a wing blade too late, probably.
A lot of good Obey games start nowadays is with Sino getting off to a really good start on the left side of
They're down 500 gold, so it's not a really good start.
They're down about 500 gold.
Yeah, despite getting
it's so ignorant to say a really good start, but it's not a really good start. They got 2 kills, but they're not ahead, so their start is not really good.
Quite as much. I mean, Poseidon.
Look at that poke, dude. Oh my gosh.
Attractive as a jungler. He with the Talaria there, the Travelers for Scream as well.
He kind of went in without Wolfie in position.
He really wants to fight here. He gets the beads out from Scream. I think Scream was right, too. Wolfie lurking just behind the corner. That could have easily been death for the Poseidon jungle. Good call by him to get right back at it.
Oh, yeah, the invade?
Good call from Sino as well to respect those beads and not try and lure the Afterlife Scream on that tether.
There's a gold net worth.
Scream just beads and Krakens at his feet.
Yeah, look, Scream is up 1 XP and down 50 gold, has no kills.
There's enough power there for Scream.
I hate how fucking good some of these junglers are at farming. Shit's crazy.
This is going to help Ducky, though. The blue buff invade successful.
Begin Rage Guy. Thank you for giving sub to Arcus.
The cavalry's on their way. Scream, Variety, and even Genetics, I believe, on this side of the map.
Some art this weekend.
From Variety, but Ducky's made himself an appetizing target.
Maybe.
They can't quite.
I'd be surprised with maybe.
Though, and so Obey able to make it back out of there. That is the small bit of answer back that I think Obey are going to need because they obviously had a good start with that double kill for Sino over and left, or delayed 2 kills, whatever you want to call it. But the place they lost pressure was in solo. So him coming back over there, helping them get a buff invade, riding that ship a little bit, I think that's pretty big.
Agreed, and you want to put Ducky in a position where he's going to come into these fights
Duckman's
and be a real
down
nightmare,
to Achilles, it's just scary.
If Ducky's even or behind where someone like Scream is, this whirlpool is going to really cause problems for Ducky pretty quickly.
Ducky's going to get fucking railed if they rotate too early.
The whirlpools and the guaranteed
Payday's your favorite day? It's so far away. Wait, when is Payday?
Percentage CC
My paydays are different from
CC for EUnited is much stronger,
regular
much
paydays.
more guaranteed to actually go through.
What up, Fidelity? Thank you for the sub.
Like Ganesh silence, you're not missing that.
But look at the game. Like, there was a lot of combat for like 2 minutes.
And then it's finished with something
like a
wild hunt polymorph that isn't getting DR'd or a knockout.
Tell me if the sound is... Wait, you know what it is?
Those can be really difficult for
I have that boosted up.
Especially. So I love
anyway,
the choice of tank.
We gotta pause.
Here for
fucking fighting for like 2 minutes on both sides, and now just stale. Nothing. Predictions for this game? Obey could win very easily, but honestly with the picks, if EUnited lose, they kind of suck. Like, they have them enough magic damage. They have 2 fucking hunters for objective shred. They have their soul lane or Achilles ahead in the game right now. Granted, even late game, I like EUnited's draft better.
Aside from those couple
of a lot better,
we saw, it has been a relatively quiet game.
The Factor's kind of forced. It's good though. Like, Factor's always good.
In the mid lane.
He definitely has better drafts, but he just seems forced. Not a lot of value on the team comp.
Already as well. He could certainly be hitting his stride here in this game.
What's up, Reap?
I think that Hurry
I've been okay, dude. I've been okay.
Probably the most consistent member of a pretty inconsistent EUnited team so far, and I think that having that steady hand.
What's up, H June? I'm not gonna butcher your name. I'm glad you like it. We finished it last night. In terms on stream, we finished it last night.
Than most other roles, save for jungle or support, then that really does help a team like EUnited try and find their footing sooner rather than later this year. I think that's really been the main problem for EUnited, has been that inconsistency. But I really don't think that problem has plagued Whirlwind as much. He's had certainly some off games, but for the most part, I think that his flexibility in God selection and in play style has been really important for this team.
We're over in the long lanes. I think it's a good time to talk about this small deficit starting to appear for inbound and genetics, level 9 for the Ganesh as opposed to 7 for inbound. We don't always talk about support gaps that much, but that level 12 relic coming online could be a big deal. Plus, look at genetics build. He's gone with the Stone of Binding second item when Gauntlet of Thieves is so popular in that slot, or some of those other health options that we see nowadays with the movement speed builds as well. How do you like the Stone?
Oh, dude, I can't copy paste this.
I like it when the whole game plan is to
Turkey's dad emailed me, and he wanted me to share a portion of what he emailed me because all your all's comments on the obituary page have basically opened their eyes to maybe the life that he lived not being the as bad as they might have thought it was.
50% HP, 60% HP.
I didn't really understand
do the job himself.
What he his life, so I think you guys helped out a lot.
And because he's getting more farm and maybe
no one is older than me, bro. I'm 28. The fuck?
Because
I'm not that old.
More farm, he's going to be naturally tankier by levels, and so you're not missing quite as much by not going for that early gauntlet.
Axe was close. I'm hurrying to land on inbound, but he is fine. And Sino clears the camp.
I meant to say 38. Yeah, right. 28, dude.
In order to reposition, might have been caught by the
I'm like 40 years away from being a boomer. You guys are drunk as fuck. You guys gotta go learn your years. You gotta go learn your boomer years, your Gen X, your Gen Y, your Zoomer years.
As they're not done just
all right, Bobby. Look at Bobby starting fights. Okay. Oh, why did he ult? Why did he transform? Dino, clap them cheeks.
Looked for Scream way in the backline, but Scream back under the tier 2 still falls.
They win this fight, yo. Oh my gosh, Bobby literally just died. All he did was die, and they win the fight.
All 3 ultimates to be exact.
Yo, he started the fight. Yo, hold on. He started the fight. And it was a 1-for-1 trade, and they got pressured. All right, never mind. Variety's here. I guess Variety wasn't there.
Budget to 2 ults max. You know, you got
Wolfie's fucked. Wolfie's actually fucked. Yeah, he's fucked.
Were you guys wondering how much damage Variety does?
Oh, he's gonna live.
Got the update on that. Turns out it's a
oh my gosh, Herwin's wiener is so fucking huge. Oh my god. Variety? What are you doing? He's gonna live with 1 health. No way. Ducky, get him. Ducky, get him. Oh, the silence of destiny, dude. The disengage. Bro, these fights? Okay. A lot more action. I'm happy. I complained a little bit. We got some action going.
That should be enough space.
Ducky has that Excalibur's Wrath ready to go.
I enjoy being home now instead of playing. I mean, I was at home playing because of Corona. I have a lot less stress in my life. And my life is more enjoyable since I've quit. Like a lot. Like very, very. I feel completely fucking different all the time. Like the littlest things would like stress me out or push me overboard, and now like life is just better.
But that play for Variety.
Honestly, I wouldn't have played this year at all if I had known I would feel this much better.
Even more vulnerable. Now he has
definitely, now that I know I don't have to travel too at the end of the year whenever Corona stops taking over.
Aggressively anytime soon. And just for
what up, Chef?
Sake, you know, Whirlwind getting a
what up, Fernie Deterred? Thank you for the sub, dude.
That's the kind of stuff that pumps your team up, man. That makes you feel like
also get the opportunity to make a lot more content. Like I posted a video today where it's YouTube only. I did commentary and like half play-by-play, half commentary.
Right at this moment.
And it has like 30 positive comments only. That's it. Only good shit. Which I have not had a YouTube video like that in a very long time.
Was that they had 3 ways to make sure that inbound died every time he ulted, right?
The speed build on Scream. He makes it work, dude. I don't know how somebody with no power can do so much damage, but he does it all the time.
With 1 or 2
He's very good with Poseidon. I get, like, I love Poseidon because Poseidon's all about that farm. Oh, he didn't secure it.
It's a bit early. Obey are the ones that claim the Pyromancer and the life of Scream. Wolfie gets
Bro, I'm still confused.
Able to avoid for a little while, but Variety.
So explain something to me. You guys watched when I played in the SPL, right? When I played in the SPL, nobody ever two-man pulled a fucking fire giant when the game was even.
One of the things that really impressed me.
Why the fuck are they doing it now? Why are they two-man pulling a fire giant? Game's dead even.
Really on point with his objectives.
Not even that, like the risky shit happen all the time. They're diving the tier 2 tower in an even game. Nobody ever fucking did that when I was playing. Obey's killing it though. They're playing this perfect. Okay, maybe not perfect, but they're playing it really well because they aren't up enough for getting a kill, getting fire, and getting gold.
With a big impact play.
They're only up 2k gold.
I know, you know, it feels
the real issue is Sino falls off. Like the Osiris falls off late game. Even in solo lane, Osiris falls off hard. He grabbed the wing blade. He's gonna go the stone cutting.
But when Sino's playing this well,
he's not gonna be like instant death all the time, but he's gonna take a fuck ton of damage.
So impactful in every single game.
Fuck you, Icy, bitch.
It's really been. Let's think of
they got Pyro because Scream's ult did no damage. Because Scream doesn't have fucking any power. Scream's sitting on with the stacks on Doomorb like 170 power at 17 minutes, where like Wolfie is sitting on 300 fucking power, like double the power at the same time in the game. What up, Mushroom? Feeling extra thick today, dude. It kind of sucks. I worked out yesterday, and I'm going to work out like every single fucking day. But I'm gonna have to work out like late tonight since SPL. I woke up and I was like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to stream the SPL today. Completely forgot. Wolfie's not even that huge right now. He's the same level as the Ul mid. He's got about the same amount of items.
I think legitimately.
I like
we could say that
the Merlin for the late game though.
Huge difference for this team. It's a lot of
the Juke, Snoopy.
And that's before we talk about the intangibles, like what Wolfie was saying during his interview, that he's taken over a lot of shot calling responsibilities and leaves Wolfie a little bit more free to focus on his mechanics and things like that are so important.
Wolfie has looked better.
It's been night and day, man, with this Obey.
That's weird because Wolfie was supposed to take over shot calling like 3 months ago, and he just wouldn't do it. And every conversation we had as a team was, Wolfie, why the fuck aren't you shot calling?
And it's something that I've tried,
weird.
I've tested, because I've been told it's really good. It feels so good. And it does.
My instincts tells me he's probably not shot calling.
Zooming around the map with this toxic blade. But I really feel like that lack of
Iron, I'm glad, dude.
Just going a 0 power item third.
What up, Valve?
Going a low power boot
working out too, doing a detox? Hell yeah, man.
Just feels like I think that's
my wife was like, we need to eat better.
To really kill this front.
And I was like, yeah, and I thought about it. I was like, I need to fucking work out more. Go back to working out every day.
No fury here. We're 2.5 minutes.
Nice pen build coming back into meta for what?
Let up on the gas inbound basically.
Because the ADCs are building crit right now. Uller always goes ability based.
Any further. But
always.
It's odd. We're seeing another bit of research.
Literally always.
Just movement speed in general across all these builds. I mean, take a look at where Sino is now. I mean, he's got the third item slotted into his build as well. I think
good, my man.
People are starting to just kind of realize that, hey, going fast.
Stop being problematic. What the fuck? Hello?
Yeah,
God damn, what is going on with their servers?
Remember, let's
Bro, I bet you their SPL servers are having the same issues as their actual servers.
Ultimates and some lockdown.
Are Assassins not being used right now? They're still being used. These are just two players who don't play a lot of Assassins. Like, they'd rather play Mages, Warriors in a lot of situations.
Uses his ultimate off of that Fafnir transformation. And so in my mind, it's really important.
Oh, they said Sino was shot calling. Well, Wolfie was never shot calling, so I don't know why.
Very little to
why that even was brought up. That's the point.
Pen on that item with absolutely 0 power.
That's what I said when I left. I was like, they bring in a shot caller, they're gonna win. And guess what? They are. But I don't know why Wolfie would say I can focus on my mechanics now. He was not shot calling before.
Off of Draconic Corruption. Instead, we use Wild Hunt and Dharmic Pillars, and that's how we kill inbound. But I feel like Wild Hunt is a little bit better served.
It is live client Rue, but that doesn't mean they play on the same servers as you.
It's a little bit easier to land.
Their servers are specific servers that they play on.
Multiple people, but if you can save it until a little bit later on, I think it's easier to hit multiple people with Wild Hunt than it is with Kraken.
And cons that Assassins are OP right now? Oh, no, okay. Mages are ridiculously strong right now. And then early and mid game Warriors are pretty fucking OP. I'd say most of the other roles are pretty balanced.
We've seen the fights where that first wave wasn't quite enough to kill Inbound, or rather that more resources had to be used.
Are AA junglers back to meta?
It just does not look good for
Oh, you're seeing Kali a little bit, but Kali's really not doing all that amazing. You're seeing at like ranked and casual levels, you see a little bit of Mercury again, but I feel like that's just a spike because he was out of the game. People want to play him.
Are both down.
Baba Yaga's better, but I still think she's bad. Dude, look at these counter wars. God damn.
So much of the pressure on the map right now. They're really only up 3,000.
One team fight decides this game right now. Literally one team fight decides so much of this game.
I mean, it's kind of two sides of the coin. EUnited feels
Oh, sorry, that emailed me, and from my understanding,
we should be able to really
they didn't really know like the online life, like video games and everything life. So all y'all's comments, especially ones being like, I didn't actually know him in real life, but I spent a lot of time with him online, it made them realize that while it's online and it might not seem real to them, it is pretty fucking real. He left a little paragraph and he was like, please share my thoughts. I can't fucking drop it all in chat, so I'll drop it all tonight. Flat mitigation to Baba Yaga's ult, since literally nothing misses her in it. I think that would be good.
I think I would have liked to see them play a little bit more aggressively up until this point, but I think there is a decent chance that they just outscale what Obey has.
Reap, that's fucking beast, dude. Holy shit.
Here, but I'm not sure if Obey know that. The fear
get some home workouts in.
Takes half his health on the entry, but
Screw him, do what he gotta do for you, dude.
What up, Niru? People are just mad, dude.
Inbound goes in.
Literally, I can say the same thing as the casters, and what they say is good and what I say is bad. It's funny. Kraken wasn't very good. Bobby took it to the face and doesn't really care. This is a good fight from Obey. Ooh, okay. They put themselves in a bad spot, but I think they're fine. This is a really good fight from Obey. They look clean. They look so grouped. Like they look like they're on the same fucking page.
Into the middle of 3, hold his ultimate for that long. It's just perfect timing by him. It's blink, tether 3 people. Now all of them are doing reduced damage to me, and I can play this game slowly. I can wait out all this damage, and then when Kraken's coming out, then I Lord of the Afterlife.
That was good too, because they got gold and they fought.
Put out a good amount of damage. Lord of the Afterlife.
Look at that damage. Oh my god.
By itself, and I've got full passive, so now I'm
depending on the secret lab Titan chairs. People say they like them, but the same people I know that have had multiple chairs have told me they're pretty much the same as every other brand. The Vertigear chair I recommend, they are mesh chairs. They're not your random, your regular fucking leather chairs that everyone sells. So
just having that ultimate the whole time knows
if you can get them for a good price and get one of the leather chairs and you like the way it looks, go for it. Just make sure it's for your weight. If you want to spend a little more money and get something that's more for your posture and it's better for you to sit in, get a Vertigear trigger series. Those trigger chairs were great for my back.
I like the idea. He was trying to lock down Ducky on the disengage on the backside of that fight, but no one else is in range.
When do the rosters for sub-league get announced? Well, they aren't rosters. Well, bronze and silver are rosters. They will be announced probably the week right before you play, like midway through the week. And then the other leagues play with different people every week, so you're told your roster a few days before the sub-league starts. Trigger series, there's 2. There's 275, that's the cheaper one. There's a 350. The 350 is really expensive, so I only recommend that if you're trying to big dick it. If you're fine with not big dicking it, just get a 275, or you want to spend a little bit less money, get a 275. They're on sale for $450 all the time. Sounds like a lot, but your leather chairs are like $350 to $400.
And something that I'm noticing in
Magus on Scream, yikes.
That's the first time that both Scream and Snoopy have been holding hands in the midst of a team fight. And that's something that's really, we're talking really high level adjustments that you have to
I don't understand that at all.
Scream is used to playing
actually, no. It's for his 2.
Assassin-like, but now
it's for his 2.
He's jungle Poseidon.
Is the side parts of his 2 are gonna do scaling damage. So if he lands multiple autos, he's gonna hit hard as fuck.
Snoopy and Hirez,
which is actually pretty good considering his build.
These team fights because they're used to how each other are positioning all the time. They're staying close enough where they can peel for one another.
The 2 should proc on Magus because your sides on your 2 aren't auto attacks; they're abilities. The same reason that if you pop the 2 and you hit the shrine, it doesn't multiple hit the shrine because it's an ability.
And how we're spreading out. Think about the fight where Cyno dives at tier 2. That goes so well because Cyno hit both Scream and Snoopy.
We'll see. I know Scream's not going to build an item randomly. I guarantee you it fucking works with the 2. And there's no other reason he's building it other than his 2.
And what that's doing is it's making Sino's job really
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I still don't think it's good, but he's going on auto attack build. He's not trying to do big burst damage because Poseidon's kind of bad if you only are using your ult. Like if your ult is all your damage, you have to be a mid laner to get away with that shit. Jungler needs to do a little bit more consistent shit. That's why you see Hebo in the jungle a lot more.
A little bit more than what
just consistent.
As soon as you're on the back foot and your backliners aren't spacing properly,
what would you consider best really, team comp for SPL? There's no such thing. Having like Heimdall and Persephone in your comp would be pretty top tier.
That is the tier 1 tower on the right side.
But now, though, while the top gods are all like if this is open, you want to pick it. There's usually other top gods that don't mesh as well, or you miss out on things like CC, hard CC, and stuff if you just take all the top gods. So they can be played around.
Here so far. They'll come in with plenty of tools, fully upgraded.
Team comps can counter other team comps. Oh shit, they're committed. They know they ulted too. Wow, he's shredding this. All right.
Comes down towards half. Now it's time for the zone. Dharmic Pillars keeps
out.
Kraken lands at the inbound, and Sino dies.
Sino went in 1v5.
The Fire Giant for now have Obey just disengaging EUnited. Without really committing.
If I did that, everyone would be shit talking me in the chat right now. Let me see. Actually,
burst from Heroin mostly. Maybe a couple crits came in from Snoopy, but Sino just.
If this was me, I would be getting shit talked the whole fucking time, dude. He went in 1v5 and died.
Sino doesn't get the ultimate off.
They're talking about Scream's Kraken. There we go. Late game Osiris is melted.
In the midst of his spirit flail animation. That's how fast he died.
Sino diff doesn't work if he's dead.
He has to back up and respect it. And that's where, if we're gonna group, if we're gonna make Sino's job easy, let's at least punish him for it. In that time, Scream, Snoopy, Whirlwind, all right next to each other, but they're all dealing damage to Sino simultaneously.
Yeah, because he went in 1v5.
They are the best, or some of the best players in the SPL.
That's a good
right
CC.
Now.
Will be risky for Obey.
Best SP, dude. I truly do not believe there's anybody you're like this is the best in this role right now, because so many people are. Most of the roles are so close that it looks like people are inconsistent, but they're being consistent. They're just other people are popping off or having good games. So it's hard to say, dude. Like junglers are really close, mids really close, ADCs are ridiculously fucking close. I'd say support. There's like 2 or 3 that are ahead of the other ones.
In the team fight and better target focus.
And then solo, even solo, like is just ridiculously close.
Use their draft and their build.
You got someone like Ducky, right? Ducky could have an amazing fucking game one game and look like the best solo in the game, and then the next game do the opposite and just get fucking railed because of a matchup or something. But like he chooses his matchups, so like you can't. It's hard to say. Center does 1v5. It's the Osiris pick. He literally went in 1v5. There was no one else on his team within like 8 steps.
With Whirlwind and Snoopy means that Fire.
I would love for them to show that fight again and tell me how that's Osiris and not misplay. All right.
Scream was able to take care of the tier 2 team.
Raver's very good in support. Aurora's really good in support. Mike is really fucking good in support. Ducky is gone. How's player damage? Poseidon ain't doing shit. That's how player damage is.
Will certainly come tumbling down as Dharmic Pillars means no one else can step up to contest. So at the very least, they force that ultimate.
If Scream goes Gem of ISO, which I don't think he will because they already have so many fucking slows and shit.
You know, I don't think that
maybe that would make more sense of him being like this almost supporty mage, but I don't know.
Then I guess I'm just not super sure what the Poseidon
does. He's solo in the Poseidon doesn't do anything right now. I agree with Finch. The Poseidon's really not doing a lot other than the Kraken makes them Aegis and the Whirlpool makes it like they can't move. I really hope Wolfie doesn't play Raijin today. Merlin, and I guarantee you they've been practicing something else. There's no way they haven't been practicing something else. He needs to play whatever that something else is.
Still, the overall.
Am I rooting for it? I mean, I want Obey to win.
He does both
because they need fucking wins. But I just want good games. I don't really care.
Poseidon does both pretty well, and I think that's why.
How important is shot calling? It's everything. Shot calling is everything. Because a shot caller, there's gonna be downtime in games, and there's gonna be parts with no direction, like parts of a game where all 5 people aren't know what they're doing. They aren't on a certain direction, and the shot caller is what's going to put everyone on the same page and make sure nobody's fucking dying.
Nothing but physical defense. and survive these CC chains.
I know got spectral armor to deal with the hunters, but the hunter is ability based.
We put one
The one that's killing him is ability based.
And they insta die if they don't use beads. And Ducky didn't use beads, and he insta dies. That's what this whole composition is about.
I mean, Ducky's so far behind. That's why he insta dies.
Now with all the tier 2 towers down, they still have a little bit of time left on this FG if they want to go try and force a fight on these Phoenixes. But from their position, it looks like this is more of a back and then head.
I have high saturation on my screen. No.
Probably be out of time with the Fire Giant buff for another siege. So this next fight is really interesting because in that last one, EUnited came in relatively down.
And here, I'll open it on my other monitor.
So, and we're able to get that one
and look myself
and really turn that fight around. Obey are gonna have another crack at it. They're gonna have another crack at it, even only down.
It looks the exact same on my other monitor.
A little bit later, by the time this FG fight starts up, so I feel as though this one could go either way still.
I agree, but now this is where
Enemy was good back in the day because other people sucked and Payne micromanaged. He didn't just shot call. He told everyone where to be and what to do.
6 items deep for all the damage dealers on both sides, except for
as inbound shot call. Yes. I mean, I think Sino's shot calling for them now. But the interview at the beginning of this game said Wolfie was shot calling, but he was not shot calling. So I don't know why he said that. I literally have recorded comms and matches where we lose a match, and I'm like, we literally just said you were going to be shot calling, and you didn't say a word. Like, what the fuck? And it was like repetitive for weeks and weeks and weeks. We pretty much had no shot caller for weeks on our team. Because Bobby tries to shot call, but he can't. He's a little too W key. And it needs to be your mage. It really should be your mage shot calling. Because your mage player is what the game is played around late game.
Yeah, I mean, last time, Sino died instantaneously. I don't think he got to do anything to their backline on that Fire Giant fight. So, they really, I mean, I guess you could say they dealt with it, obviously. They blew him up right away.
Oh, he said Sino and Bobby were shot calling? Okay, then I don't know. Yeah, the casters were literally like, he said this. I don't understand why they're saying that. So they just didn't listen to him in the interview. That's fucking stupid.
And he's got the mobility to make this work. I don't know who on the map can chase him down at this point.
Why don't I play Warzone? Because I've been playing a lot of Smite, playing Valorant.
That's the fun part of the Toxic Blade build for sure. You zoom, dude. You're not wasting
Solo can't shot call. They're diving the back line, and support can't shot call because they don't know how much damage mages are doing. This is a good fight. That is so low. Wolfie's getting the fire. They got fire. Scream got a kill on Sino, which is fine as long as no one else dies. Ducky, get him. Oh no, Ducky's getting CC'd. He can't kill some variety. All right. Yo, this is good for Obey.
He's running all the way back.
Sino trades. Sino played that well because he W keyed the fuck out of them off of fire, and Wolfie and wow, he just did fire. Oh no, Bobby's dead. That was. Why is Bobby still there? Did he deform? He must have deformed. Go. Oh, he's dead.
Finally he does, but Snoopy is here.
All right, well, it's a little bit less good. If more of them get picked, they lose. What are they doing?
Really low. We can keep on going.
Why are they still here? I just can't.
They're out, right? Ducky's out.
Still happening. I'd have left the second.
Ducky's out. Nice, PO Wolfie.
Stick around a bit too long.
Is Wowie dead? Wowie's dead. Oh, turn, Wowie, turn, big dick! Let's go! Oh my gosh! Holy fucking shit! He just clapped Herwin. They missed so many autos.
Wowie tries to life steal up in the jungle, but Variety hunting recognizes.
Wowie, why didn't you go to mid lane?
I don't know if
Wowie fucked up.
I mean, eventually.
Wowie, what are you doing? Wowie, where are you going? You literally should have lived. If he dies, he lost. Wow. All right, well, his sick play just got countered by his poor pathing.
They would have liked, and maybe some more time because now this pick on the inbound and on the Sino are irrelevant.
He lived for a long time, so his whole team respawned, but he could have gone to mid lane and lived. He could have gone towards mid lane and then jumped over the mid camps back to his own fucking team.
EUnited on what the game plan was on that objective. This composition,
bro, the casters didn't even mention that he just destroyed them 2v1 while they were chasing him
with Kraken. So whenever you're pulling those sorts of objectives, when you know Obey is going to be there,
yo, Scream went fucking lifesteal aura for his hunters.
One person's job usually is to make the definitive call on whether we're burning and securing or whether we're dropping and fighting. And it seemed like that call never came through for EUnited, or if it did come through, half the team listened to it and half the team didn't, because Snoopy's Wild Hunt hit only Fire Giant, and it doesn't polymorph that. So that ultimate is out the window. You just whiffed out of the window. Now you're looking at Scream's Poseidon.
Hydra's viable and Uller. You can use it, but it's not great. Why didn't I shot call? I didn't want to shot call.
by the time that fire
if you're
giant
shot calling, you aren't as focused on
so
yourself
either
as
Scream needs to hold
you
his
should be,
ground,
and the
all
game's
of
way
these
more
guys need to
fun for
hold their
me
ground and stay
when I'm
on
not
that
shot calling. I
objective,
shot called for
or they
7 years.
can't
I don't want to
get
do it
that
anymore.
low. There's a threshold where we've gotten it too low. That there's no point in backing up now. We've got to just kind of grit our teeth and try and win.
I'm still rooting for Obey, of course. Like I said, I think they're good. I think they should win. They need to win these games. Like, they need to win every game. Because the way Worlds works this year is every match throughout the year applies to your chance of getting at Worlds.
I think the idea from them on the back of that fire.
Do I feel bad when I'm not playing the SPL now? No, not at all. I quite literally right now have none of that feeling of like, I wish I was playing. Like, none. Zero. Which feels weird to me, because I kind of thought it would just, like, this shit would, like, I'm having more fun watching than I was having playing.
I feel like you kind of hit the nail on the head. They just stay way too long, and I think for the same way that EUnited felt like, oh, we lost this fight, let's back up.
I'm gonna have to watch that after
and then realized that
lockdown.
all their health bars were way higher and they had more cooldowns available.
Yeah, Wowie should have gotten out. I think he hyped himself up too much to the point where he just thought he was dead, and he actually should have lived.
Felt the opposite, where they were feeling like, okay, we got the fire giant. That means
they got fire and got no towers. Oh wait, they are getting a tower. Wait, what the fuck is going on?
Now
EUnited was looking for a pick.
Oh wait, we're kind of weak.
I guess they don't give a fuck about the tower. Fire is falling off, so they're not gonna fight anyway with fire falling off.
Hirez full combos him as he comes around that XP camp wall, and with this pen build, I mean, puts him to 30% HP off of an axe combo.
Tormancer, I appreciate that, dude. At some point,
Hirez's call, or someone that saw Hirez's damage,
I want to
know that this is a winning.
I think I'm gonna want to start looking at like playing on a minor league team or just grinding it up with somebody else.
Felt like the case is Obey did group up and grab the tier 2 tower over in right. A little bit.
Would there be a big difference if it was LAN? Yeah, I mean, some people play a lot better. Like, a lot of the players play better on LAN. And from my understanding, a lot of these teams at team houses kind of have shitty internet. And while their ping isn't high, they have issues.
0-1 or something like that, like 20 minutes ago, and since then, my manager's been done.
Nah, I think Cobe's already playing with his old team or some shit. I also don't want to play right now. Like, I do not want to be screaming right now.
And then finally, once Hirez's jump is done, once we've all grown old and learned a whole lot of lessons, Sino can then blink in.
Thank you, Insomnia.
Chop.
Yeah.
That's kind of the game plan here.
Dude, it's hot as fuck in this room. I gotta open a window.
For the Jotun's, Heartseeker, Erendite. I'm gonna try and
this fire giant should determine the game.
Yeah, he's got to get autos off in order to be effective with this build. My man hasn't hit 3 autos.
Will I ever come back to the SPL? Maybe. You never know.
15 minutes.
I think if SPL always has traveling involved, I don't think I'll go back to the SPL, but who knows?
In the midst of 5 people. So I think Sino, whereas he was the secondary initiator before, where it was inbound going in first, eating ultimates, then Sino blinks in over the top and makes the difference. That's what we saw early on in the game. Now, Sino needs to be the
I'm surprised Wowie's damage is so low and fucking the CERN's damage is so low.
Be this late game lead up machine with those Osiris. Because if Sino can take 1v1s, win 1v1, then transfer to another.
He's never going to get a 1v1 with their team comp. There's no way.
Individual fights by himself. This build facilitates that at this point in the game, but you can't take 3-on-1 anymore.
That's not true.
The enemy team just has too much damage.
Aggro has no clue what he's talking about.
And that's what he's been
that is not true at all. That build is never ever going to 1v1 2 separate people back to back at 37 minutes, unless those people miss every fucking ability and suck dick. He doesn't have an Aegis, which would be like the factor that might he might be able to Aegis a big chunk of damage to win the 1v1 and then go to the next fight. But there's no fucking way. Bro, traveling for the SPL, they play 2 games a week every week, so I would have to fly back and forth every week.
Kind of daring Obey to come in. I'm surprised though EUnited have taken this passive of a line. They've shown their ability to burn this fire giant at this point is really quick.
Last year I spent more than my SPL salary on getting my new setup at the team house and traveling.
In there and disrupt is solid as well.
I did my taxes the other day and I spent way more on traveling and expenses than I made from the SPL.
But he and Ducky both taking this much poke could be problems for them. So variety close the
Bobby, you cannot get picked, Bobby. If you get picked, they get fired for free. Nice sleep. There you go. Nice. They wasted OE ult though.
Out from Wowie, but now EUnited, having committed very little, can just turn right back towards the fire giant and Obey, lips still bleeding, have to force their way into this fight if they're going to find a way to keep this.
Bro, this is their stream.
Looks like we might not.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is their end, dude. What the
come back out
fuck?
to us, and don't worry, guys. We'll get you right back in to that exciting.
Orcs don't cover travel for players. No, because you're supposed to live down there, and I'm not gonna live down there. I'm 28. I own my own house.
Yeah, but losing Dharmic Pillars is a big deal. We've seen how important that cooldown
Yeah,
is.
I'm like, I hear them fine,
and now
but the screen's frozen.
We've got inbound transforming. We've got all these ults that punish him.
Is Bologna coming to the jungle? I could see Sino playing it, but I don't think you're gonna like. You don't see other junglers playing all these warriors. You see Nike.
On inbound, or are we using it on Fire Giant? That's going to be the real tension.
And you've seen Vamana like twice, but Vamana really wasn't that good. But Nike, I think, is really good.
What it's really felt like is that Ducky and Inbound cannot stand in that neutral space between the two teams at this point, or they'll just get burned down entirely too quickly, aggro. And you saw
what up, Nitty? Thank you for the 32 at the lowest. How are you? Thank you for the 38.
They had to give up all their ground.
Why did Ducky build beats? He has to. Being stuck in the whirlpool makes it so he can't do any damage, and he just dies.
Bladed arrows, those are key.
And they have a lot of CC. They have a lot of range CC. The ul stun, the root from CERN. Is their
making sure that
so their shit is fucked.
Really consistently so far this game. I think that when
anyway, CERN root, really stun from ul.
Snowball the early game. You know, they go
the whirlpool if he just straight hits it. Kraken, a lot of range CC.
But this Uller game has been.
Yo, what up, D? Thank you for the sub.
But really equally effective. I think he's been a really key part of these winning fights for EUnited.
All right, we're back. Apparently. How do we come back to Herwin dying? Wait, what? They're all dead. We just missed the whole fucking fight. It just went from Obey running and using all their ults, and Bobby almost dead, to them killing their whole team.
But with Inbound in the Draconic Corruption, amplifying everyone's ability to burn the Fire Giant, I don't think EUnited can make it in time.
EUnited looking kind of sloppy, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Obey in the late game have reclaimed their grasp on the lead.
Yeah, some unfortunate timing. The most important fight, we don't get a chance to really break it down, but all that really matters at the end of the day.
Tropical Rain is a great flavor.
They come out, lose no one, kill 3 members, and that's probably going to be game Finch. I can't imagine there's a way that.
No, I think the spectator's bugged for variety.
No, they're in a.
Bro, if he DC'd and they lost and they're not showing it.
Pillars, though, that's
did Scream just save the game? Oh my gosh!
Too soon. Scream gets the triple.
No, Variety's in the game.
As well, Obey shall get out of our house.
Bro, Scream just clapped.
The order team out.
Imagine me thinking a team could end against EUnited.
Look at Scream's build, bro.
What a fool I am. Thinking that one was over. A sick Dharmic Pillars, and Scream is right on the money.
Scream sold his boots for Chronos on it.
Forget how much damage he had. What if they have no protections whatsoever? And I can just.
Oh, here's the team fight that we missed, but it's not even the team fight. It's like a portion of the team fight. The fight was already won. They might have pulled fire and got poked. EUnited might have. I don't know. EUnited fucked up to lose that fight.
Segmented off 1v1 fights, as you mentioned. But that is huge, isn't it?
Oh no, bro!
Surge.
Wowie is clapping.
Into the Dharmic Pillar, some of that extra damage. That was huge.
I don't like this.
Further trouble for
Bobby, why'd you jump in?
Retreat. Huge damage from Wowie onto Variety at this point. As Inbound buys him some space to operate. Herwin does get that.
Are they gonna lose, dude? That left Phoenix is gonna die.
And Ducky shortly. EUnited can get the Phoenix.
Obey's gonna get the left Phoenix. Obey's got 2 Phoenixes and they're not losing. Okay.
Lose their left side Phoenix.
That's actually okay for Obey.
On the left-hand side.
Not bad. What a Razy. Razy Tazy, 13 months.
No Oni wave or anything like that. It just ends up where Obey's wave.
Stokes, that's good to hear, dude.
On that left-hand side, and
the sub league will get a notification about the team M1. You'll get an email, I believe, and then you'll also probably be tagged like on the Discord saying, "Hey, teams went out."
Contest from EUnited. No way they step up to defend a tower when they've got 2 Phoenixes exposed.
Are you, Chip?
And then from
Chip, play in my sub league, dude. Stop being a bitch.
Really squishy, and you can end
Mindy's
up
playing in it.
forcing a fight around that mid Phoenix while
War Machine's playing in it.
Go to back door. And you put EUnited in a no-win position, so that
who got fire, Obey?
Surge was,
but then they all died on the Titan. They tried to end.
Genetics and Scream.
Oh, you don't do emails anymore.
I don't know if it's really going to be good.
But what will they get? A link?
EUnited's really behind the 8 ball here.
Still, though, what a turnaround for Obey.
This is the last day to sign up for Sub League as well.
As an Org almost, it feels like suddenly they're in every match they play, aren't they? Even when their backs are against the wall, you can count on Sino to make the play.
Chip is banned from Sub League?
The team has FG of 2 feet.
Fucking shitty Chip, dude. What a noob.
And they're in a good spot. As you mentioned, maybe not as ideal as it could have been. Obey certainly had every opportunity to end the game.
Wow, he has a 3K pot. I mean, he's win condition right now for their team.
But still,
he's doing a really good job. His positioning's good. He's been doing a fuck ton of damage. He's not bailing out of fights early.
And they have really kind of turned around as an org. This is really impressive what they've done.
0 to 100, you know, real quick for these boys. They were at 0 for a large portion of this year, and they've immediately become competitive. I mean, they beat Sanguine, who's top half of the league, you know, top 3.
Sanguine's been playing like shit lately. Let's not mention the fact that they won all their games and now they lose. Okay.
PK, where they nearly beat them, and PK's been on a great hot streak.
They got shit on by Radiant.
Taking EUnited to the brink here in game number 1.
They just skipped over Radiance, bro.
Is for real. I don't think there's any doubt. No longer a question of a flash in the pan.
I hate these casters, bro. I fucking hate them.
I think that
they're so bad. They tell their own story and make up their own narrative, and it's the worst shit ever, bro. It's so bad.
Smite gods have a way of humbling you quickly.
It's so bad.
The same thing happens.
Is Obey better without me? 100%. They have a shot caller now. Nobody's shot called. Bobby tried, but no one's shot called on the team. So picking up Sino, they picked up a shot caller. That's all that changed.
Eventually, that will happen to Obey.
They picked the same gods outside of Sino playing whatever he wants.
Really change their strategies enough to get out in front of that. That's going to be the question for me.
Team rival is Ghost now. They're Ghost Gaming.
Why worry about that now, man?
MOBA? No, MOBAs are overplayed. The ones that are in place are the good ones, and there isn't really a lot of room for anyone else.
I was just saying that the comeuppance hadn't come from Mike and PandaCat and their long success, but I forgot about that Armada set, right, at MSI. That was sort of their moment where they sort of came back and said, okay, all right, it can still happen. So you're 100% right. The ability, I think, right now of all of these teams cannot be.
Rival merged with Ghost Gaming.
I think,
so I think that Rival just owns Ghost. Like Rival is now Ghost Gaming.
In these extenuating circumstances we find ourselves in, and we might have a bit of a skirmish here in the jungle. No, they think better of it. I like this idea.
Best SPL team is right now.
Objectives then.
I mean, you're looking at Rival. You're looking at Radiance, you're looking at
about this left side, even though they pushed up a lot of waves.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say right now. I think we're gonna have to wait for the first, like, it's not gonna be a LAN, I don't think. It might be a LAN actually, because Georgia's open now. So it might be a LAN, and if they run a LAN, that LAN is gonna say who the best players and the best team are right now.
They're gonna have to send someone to save that left side Phoenix if they feel like that's valuable.
Yeah, I wonder if they send Scream over there with all his mobility, but I mean, you feel like
that's not dumb. Ghost Gaming, the org is not. It's not them anymore. You gotta understand an org. All right, imagine the Lakers. Oh no, we'll wait for the team fight. You guys don't understand how shit works. United got it. How?
United get it anyway, though. They're able to secure the objective.
Scream is so dead. Okay, it's a good fight from Obey. Obey wins. This game, Obey wins. GG. GG. Dude, end the game. If they had got that fire, which they should have, would have been sick. Okay, Herwin trying to make a play.
Unless Herwin can do it again, and he's on nothing but war.
Oh no!
Around the back here, catches Ducky backing. That's 1. 4 more to go.
It cannot start this way, though, right? It cannot begin this way.
No!
Again, they keep giving him these 1v1s, but Inbound now doing the job correctly, keeping him zoned
out. They end. GG. Okay, dude.
It's too much.
Bro, if he had defended 1v5, I would have thrown up. Obey had really good fire defenses. Like, some of the best I've seen in a long time.
Just lacking that bit of solid direction right now, doesn't it? Because the first fire giant they get, they sneak, and we're like, okay, that's really good. We can work with that.
You're gonna see new MOBAs released. They're just not gonna be successful.
Well, we'll take the fight, but not all in commit, and then it gets stolen. So then the next fight, they go, okay, let's pull.
Obey should win 2-0 here.
No matter what
they're playing well. They're just doing a couple minor mistakes.
And then
their draft could have been better.
Full on committing.
I honestly think Sino needs to play gods with team fight ults.
We're cracking the
so that way, that's why like Nike's so good, right? Like he wins the early mid because he's just W king, and then late game he can just ult.
And nothing really works that well. And I feel like they're lacking that cohesive direction right now on exactly what they're doing on fights like that.
Exclamation mark sub league to sign up for sub league.
They still need a little bit more if they're going to find their victories right now. It's just so close in the SPL.
Sid Ariane says, glad Sino doing better than you, XD. Me too, because they'd be losing still if they weren't. That makes sense. I'm trying to shit talk me. I'm way too successful. and was a pro for too long for you to shit talk me. Like, it's never going to be a thing. I'm better than you. It is what it is. Throw humble out the window. I'll shit stomp you. I'll get back in the pro league if I needed to. It is what it is.
Have a bit of a discount on a chair. $50 off when you use the code SmiteMax. And I tell you,
it is what it is. Do not buy a Maxonomic. Don't do it to yourself. Just regular leather chairs, please.
Written on the back of your chair. That's right. Not your actual name. I want the words your name on the back of your chair.
Don't do it.
I'm a sellout. Yes, this is what I do.
Don't do it.
This is how we get paid.
I hope they're getting good money from Maxonomic because they're promoting them a lot.
Real quick. Do want to apologize again for the tech issues. We are still working from quarantine.
Do you ever see any other esports franchise, or is it too much money? Do you ever see any other? Oh, yeah, people are gonna franchise forever. Franchising is gonna become core in esports. Anyway, while they break down this bullshit and talk about bullshit, Rival is now Ghost Gaming. So what happened with Ghost Gaming is people own Ghost Gaming. People created it. There's management, right? They ran out of money. So they pulled all their teams out of their esports, and then they went into a limbo because they didn't officially close, but they were in a limbo. Rival swooped in, apparently, bought into it, or bought them completely, dissolved Rival into the Ghost Gaming, took over management, and they're now just playing under Ghost Gaming. It'd be the same as if the Lakers were running out of money. The people that ran the Lakers were running out of money, so someone else had to come in and take over and put their money into it and run the Lakers. It'd be the same fucking thing.
Take that for themselves as well. Like, it's the
you guys get attached to a name of Ghost Gaming. Ghost Gaming bad. It's not. Ghost Gaming's an org. The people behind it are who are good or bad. Ghost Gaming's a way more notable name. They're way more notable. Rival to me is kind of like a gimmick. Like they handle the org well, but the name just is like gimmicky. They were never gonna be a blown up massive org. Rival gains a more established name. More connections, because I'm assuming they kept some of the people that were part of Ghost within the org, and I guess they just wanted to change their branding. It's the same as Trifecta turning into Obey. The same thing.
Go up to the enemy Titan, get 2v4'd essentially for a sick defense.
Valorant will do in the competitive world really well. It's a big ass game, dude, and they're making really good changes. That was fucking massive. And whatever happened here before this fight, which we'll probably never know, was huge for Obey. Like they had to make some massive play because they won the game off of that.
As it came out, like, sure, he got kills and assist myth, but his player damage was low. Why shouldn't he have he could have just gone tankier, I feel, or more mobility options.
What does diff mean? Difference?
He went for, like, you know, the sword option, more of a damage focus. The damage numbers he put out didn't really warrant it in my eyes.
He just wasn't able to get in and deal auto.
I created like a hypothetical perfect team.
I would have liked him to see if he.
I think we said
shift his build towards an Erendite.
I think we said Nika. We said
damage from afar.
We say adapting.
That last fight around fire,
Nika adapting, Whirlwind.
All of their abilities to fire themselves. We immediately see the entire
Raffer,
spearheaded by Sino,
Cyclone,
dashing into the backline, finding considerable damage, consistent damage out of this Osiris to find the dub at the end. I mean, we can't slight the build. It was just maybe the execution on the build in that mid-game team fight phase.